What is up, all my fellow operatives? My name is Taft Taylor. Welcome to another episode of the Nemesis Sessions. My name is the Nemesis James Taylor, and today I have a very special guest, and that is the WCE Open Weight Champion, I think, Interstate Open Weight Champion. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. If I am so sorry. But Mr. Kraven Range from WCE is here today, and he is going to be speaking with us. Mr. Kraven Range, honor to have you finally here, sir. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, Mr. Taylor, and it's a pleasure to be finally to come on your show. I have been watching your stuff, and you are a very great person.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. So I like to kind of get my audience to understand everybody that we bring on here, and so they have a little bit of a background. Who is Kraven Rage? Where did Kraven Rage come from? How long have you been in the business? And let's start at your roots, if you don't mind.
Well, Kraven Rage really came from, he's from the Bayou of New Orleans, so that's where he originally came from. And I've been in this business for the past, like, I want to say 15 years. You know,
Mhm.
I started off pretty much in Louisiana. Then I came up here to Wisconsin and went on and been on the indie scene for a little bit. Then I decided to reach out to this company called WCE,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, and they wanted to make history because you want to say the backyard scene was dead here in Wisconsin for like 20, 30, 40 years,
Oh man.
so they want to rewrite history. So I told them, I said, hey, let's let's make this work. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I said, this is what I can offer y'all. This is what I can bring y'all to the table and stuff like that. And they signed a lot of people in WC, and
Good.
when they when they kicked off, it pretty much lasted for 3 months, and then they came back full sing, and then they were just going up and up and up and up and up. And they brought in a lot of talent. I can name a few of them, like Sean Jovi, the resident rock star, Nicholas Crimson, James Marshall,
Hmm.
uh, Kodak Kid, you know, myself, you know.
So when did WCE actually start? Was it around 2019, 2020? A little
I,
bit
I
beforehand,
would
maybe?
say it started right around, right after pretty much, it started right after COVID, pretty much.
Okay, a little bit after COVID. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
understandable.
yeah, it started like a little bit right after COVID. After COVID was done, uh, that's when it actually started. They said, "Hey," they called me up and it's like, "Hey, we finna start this up. So you want
Hmm.
to take part of it?" And I was like, "Sure, sign me up." So I signed the contracts. You know,
Well, then
and,
there you go. And you
and
came in and then did what you do best, and that's get in the ring. And you call yourself the ruler of the yard, and I respect that. So you've been a backyard wrestler for quite a long time.
yeah,
Can you tell me a little bit about your humble beginnings, like when you first got in, like your first kind of describe to us your first match. If you can remember that far back. Like I remember my very first match. It was going to be a triple threat match, and I was just known as James Taylor before the Nemesis gimmick. And I remember they played my music. I went down to the ring, and at that time it was on a trampoline, and I was camera shy, but I was so like every time I saw the camera, I couldn't help but smile. I don't know why. I could not fake it. I couldn't act it. I couldn't hide it. It's like if I saw that camera, I just couldn't help but giggle and smile about it. Then I got in the ring, and I was nervous as shit. And but I ended up coming out the victor in that triple threat match. and I instantly jumped out of the ring. I didn't even celebrate. I was just ready to go and get back up the ramp. But butterflies were going, but it was a hell of a time and it was really fun. That was my memory of my very first match. What about you? Do you got anything similar, or what exactly was your first match like? What type of matchup was it, and how
Well,
did
my
you
very
deal with it?
first when I came up here and I went from before did the backyard, I was on the indie scene. My very first time ever coming out into the crowd was they had a rumble going on, and the whole time I was nervous when I was out there, and and when I went through the curtain and I got in there, I was nervous. And the first person that I actually went after was the biggest, the baddest, the toughest person they had in the ring was Jet Jovilon. You know what I'm saying? And I just went after him because he was the biggest one. So and you got me here, the little pick squeak, just going straight at him. And, and I finally got tossed over. But when WCE started, my very first match was a triple threat. Matter of fact, it was a triple threat. It was with
Uh-huh.
Sean Jovi and Darkfire.
Okay.
And at that time, it was for the RCW championship. And I came in and beat both of them, become the RCW champion.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So how is it? So WCE is basically your home. Obviously, now you've had the majority of your career throughout WCE. Is that correct?
Yeah, the majority of my career has been strictly WCE.
That's good. Good deal.
Yeah.
What do you let's kind of like go a little bit ahead of time and then we'll come back to WCE. Let's fast forward in time over the past couple of months. You've actually transitioned and you've been jumping into IMF a little bit and having a history with them starting to build up. Tell me what that's like and what's probably been your toughest matchup so far since being in IMF.
Well,
Being a part of IMF at least.
that's the thing. Like when I started going after IMF because Almond Black, which I know you heard of, he was the very first person to ever call me out ever.
Mm-hmm.
And 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 I know I know the history that I know the talk's been talking around the world, around, all over, that I'm afraid of Omen Black, you know. And I give credit. Omen is a big guy. He's big, he's strong, and I've seen what he's capable of doing. But my first time when I went down to IMF and had a match in front of a live crowd of people, and I was against Sean Jovi, you know, for Winter Clash. And then the last couple months after that, I was in the Fatal Four Way involving
Uh-huh.
Soldier, King Josiah, Addy Alter, and
And what was that like?
that was good. I enjoyed every minute of it, every bit of it. Almost came up victory because it was that close of
Mhm.
walking out as IMF World Champion.
Oh man, so you've faced Soldier GP before?
Yeah, I been in the ring with Soldier GP.
So how would you rate him as a not really rate him, but being in the ring with someone like Soldier GP, who's trying to do what he can to make a name for himself, and he's been doing a really good job as of late, of course. And so it was Omen Black. Basically, you hear IMF, you think Soldier GP, and you think Omen Black. Being in the ring with Soldier GP, what would you consider that like compared to other superstars you've been in the ring with?
Honestly, being in the ring with GP is one of a tough challenge.
Uh-huh.
He's a phenomenal star, and the way his performance, the way he moves in the ring is phenomenal.
Do you find someone like him an intimidating superstar compared to others that you've been in the ring with?
I don't find him intimidating. I find him a good challenge. You know,
Good challenge. Okay.
I find him a good challenge, and I give people credit where his credit's due, because I have been in the ring with like tough people before. Like James Marshall is one of my toughest opponents that I ever faced. You know,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and and I want to say Soldier TP is one of the toughest SOBs out there. You know,
Understandable, respectable to that for sure. What show was it that you and him had that match? That way I could look it up and I could put it down in the description below so that way people who are watching this might want to see that match and they can watch it later.
I want to say it was not King at the center. It was, I can't think of the name of the show that they had right before that.
Was it before the Winter Clash or after?
It was after Winter Clash.
Okay, okay. Good deal. Were you at the show where CJ Black was at?
Yeah,
Did you get to meet CJ Black?
yeah.
And
I
was it
got to meet the Mr. Good Guy.
yeah, and was he just as annoying in person as he is on off screen?
Well, not really. You know, the interaction I had with him, he didn't seem like the way he's off on screen. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, well good deal. Well, excuse me. Let's go back to WCE. You were at one point, and a lot of people gave you crap for it, and I completely understand that, and I can know that can be frustrating, but if anything, they were just jealous is all it is. But you were at one time the longest reigning WCE champion. Um, I guess in history. I don't know if you were the longest reigning to anybody else. I don't know the records and the history of WCE a whole lot, but from what I understood, when I first met you, you were the longest reigning champion. Tell me what that run was like, and what was it like at the end? Who did you end up losing it to, and all that too?
I ended up losing the Kodak Kid. You know, and that's another tough opponent that just kept coming after me, wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
stay away. I just couldn't put him away for nothing. But honestly, that run that I had was, I want to say, a tough run for me, because like I had everybody. They always say it's easy to win the championship, but it's hard to keep the championship. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but you know, it it truly became a challenge, and you know, and I know a lot of people was getting tired of seeing like, oh well, Kraven Rage got the title. Kraven Rage, everybody
Yeah.
going against Kraven Rage, up, they're gonna lose. Next person, you know. So, but it was just more of what they could bring, and some of them just didn't bring it, you know.
Right. They weren't ready to bring it.
And I was, so that's the reason why I stayed on top for so long. Yeah, a lot of people say management was protecting me, but I never got along with management. I never got along with like Mark Packer, you know, the commissioner. Never got along with it. Couldn't stand the man. So
There
it,
you go.
it was pretty much, I run this place. So you bring them up, I'm gonna drop them and stack them and send them on their way.
And hence the name why you call yourself the ruler of the yard, right?
Well, the ruler of yards pretty much is,
Where'd that name come about? Where did you hear it, or how'd you come up with it? And now, obviously, it's big enough that you got it on a T-shirt. You know, and I know all about T-shirts. I'm all about selling merchandise and promoting merchandise because you see, I got mine right here. But tell me about the ruler of the yard. Where did that come from, and how did it come about?
the ruler of the yard pretty much, it was more of an inspiration to Roman Reigns and stuff like that, because he used to go around saying he was the big dog, you know, this is his yard and stuff like that. And with me, it's more of, I hear demons in my head. So like, I'm evil. I'm a villain. I'm a bad person. I don't give two flying fucks, you know. But
You don't like nobody.
I don't like nobody. You know, I'm not here for people to like me, to love me. They can
Yeah.
hate me, they can like me. It doesn't truly matter to me. The only thing at the end of the day that they know that I stand on top of the mountain and they bow down to me because, you know, if it's the man above, pretty much that created me, you know, and then let me tell you a little story. Is it's more of the man above created me, but I got kicked out from the heavens above and cast down to hell. So so I got risen back up just because I believe that I am the, the one that can just run everything. And I stand on top of the mountaintop.
Well, when you call yourself the ruler of the yard, are you specifying just the WCE yard, or are you specifying in all of backyard wrestling?
Well, I'm talking about WCE yard, you know, and
Mhm.
because I truly haven't really stepped in other body nobody else's yard, you know. I'm just saying in the backyard thing, I am the ruler of the yard.
Okay. Okay. So basically, what you're telling is like even when you went to IMF, don't matter whose yard it is, it's your yard because you're the ruler of it. Period.
Yeah, it doesn't
There
matter.
you
It doesn't matter what yard I step in. I'm going to rule it.
go.
You know. And now it's just about stealing moments, and that's what I did because that's how I got this championship. Because this championship was on Sean Jovi.
And you took it from them.
I stole his moment at King of the Center, and now they out there. Everybody's out there crying. You got the linebacker, and Sean's been crying. You got his fans crying. You got everybody else crying. They just need to just stop whining, stop complaining. I stole the moment from
Yeah.
Sean, and that's what I do is stealing moments.
Tell me about Sean Jovi. I haven't had him on the show yet. I actually recently had Nicholas Crenson though. Let's actually go to Nicholas Crenson real quick. I know that you've seen him on my show, and you have any history with Nicholas Crenson? Well, tell me what your opinion is of him.
Nick Christian, he's a tough opponent. You know, I've been in the ring with him. Well, matter of fact, speaking of that, I was the very first one when I went on my run as the All Out champion. You know, it was the Wisconsinite title, but then we changed it to the All Out championship.
Mhm.
But he was the first person that I ran through to become the champion. Then I went on my historical run after that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. How many times have you been in the ring with him?
I have been in the ring with him only one time.
Really,
Yeah,
really, and you
one
hold
time.
the victory, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I bet he's livid about that.
Well, he wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready at the
He,
time.
he wasn't ready. He
What
wasn't
about
ready.
fast forward to today? Nicholas Crenson has kind of taken on a new little ego, so to speak, and acting like he's the tough guy. What do you think of Nicholas Crenson now compared to the one that you faced in the ring a couple of years
What?
ago?
So far, I look at Nicholas Crimson like right now. He he's leveling up different. You know, different from when I faced him the first time. You know, he. I know he's going through a lot of changes. I know he went from being a psycho wolf to went from a psycho wolf being to the Church of Crimson, the new Messiah. Now he's doing the nonchalant. Uh, he's all over the place, like he have a midlife crisis going on or something.
He has an identity crisis, is what it sounds like.
But besides that, if me and him ever step foot in the ring again, which hopefully he'll come after this, and the outcome gonna be the same. He's just gonna fall to me. He's gonna
He's just
bow
gonna
down to me.
fall. Well, then there you go.
You know,
What
so
about Sean Jovi? He looks like he's probably one of the most experienced in the ring in WCE, not the one, but one of the ones. Do you have what do you consider him as an opponent in WCE compared to everybody else you've been in the ring with?
Sean Jovi is a tough opponent. Yeah, he is one tough opponent. He calls himself the resident rock star, and honestly, he has lived up to that name of being the resident rock star. He has elevated himself to be in one of the tops of WCE. He has elevated himself in many ways. I think his when he won this title, you know, that changed him and elevated him the most is once he won that title and stuff like that. But I still say to this day, Sean has always been protected by WCE, you
Yeah,
know, and been and yeah, he joined the foundation. He's a member with the foundation, but that's all protection more than anything else. But me,
yeah.
you know, I have went to war with Sean, and the very first match that I had with Sean, and then when I faced Sean again, when I was all out champion in Three Doors Down match, was a tough match for
I
me.
remember that match.
You know that I had. I had to put him through three doors just to get the victory. And
That was the first of its kind, I think, wasn't it? Because I never seen a match like that before until I watched it. And I was just like three doors down. I know the band and the band is great, but a matchup? Huh.
yeah, it's a
Interesting.
unique match. It's one of those matches where you don't see. That you
Yeah.
never heard of, or you know, and that's one thing I like about WCE because they different. They different from any other promotion
Promotion.
out there. They different, and it's funny how they went from. It's not funny. It's amazing because what they did was they took a company and rewrote history for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And what
Well,
truly got us on the map was Kraven Rage versus Darkfire. You know, that was one match, and it was just a basic match that me and him had. It was a good match, you know, and Darkfire is up and coming as well, and he has a lot of heart, he has a lot of passion, and he has a lot of fire for this business. You know, him and Sean, they have the fire, they have the passion for it, and I admire those guys. I admire everybody that has been part of WC because what we have done was pretty much made history in Wisconsin alone. And it had to take at least one match just to get us on the map. And that was Darkfire versus Kraven Rage. And
hey,
that match alone got I want to say 1.2K views.
nice.
And and there's other matches that have reached the numbers on the viewership, but that's the map that truly put us on the map, and got got everybody looking at WC pretty much.
Well, in a way, that's a good thing. That's a good thing on y'all's behalf. So, and then you got more eyes coming, and now all of a sudden y'all are joining podcast, and now the IMF gets involved. So you're branching out a little bit. So you're throwing the WCE name out there a little bit more to get more recognized, and that's just called building up your company and building up yourselves, and that I admire, I respect, and for sure. Um, Rando question because you've been in the ring with Darkfire and you've been in the ring with Soldier GP. This is kind of off subject, but in a sort of way the same subject. I noticed I watched a Darkfire match today. I think it was Darkfire and Nicholas Crimson or something. I don't remember what it was, but Darkfire does a stunner. Am I correct?
Yeah,
I see the way he does the stunner, and then Soldier GP does a stunner. Which one hurts the most? Who do you think does more damage, Soldier GP or Dark Fire?
I I want to say Soldier's Stunner is more deadlier than Darkfire's. You
Yeah.
know, uh, it's more deadly than Darkfire's.
No offense to Dark Fire, I can
No,
tell that he likes the move, but
yeah,
I
no
don't think he
offense,
puts a lot of oomph into it.
you know. So it's that's one thing. Like I I have tried to incorporate different moves in my arsenal. You know that it's simple, but they powerful and they'll put you down. So you
Hmm.
know,
Have you seen my stunner?
yes, your stun. I want to say your stunner out of the three stunners, Darkfire's, Soldier GP, and your stunner. I want to say like if I rate those stunners from 1 to 10, yours and Soldier's are at least in the
In the
five,
top,
top, top at the top.
at the top,
Yeah,
at the top.
yeah,
I've been told my stunner is the best stunner in all of backyard wrestling. So I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
Probably even in the independent circuit because you get a guy like even in the big leagues like the WWE, Kevin Owens. I really believe if I had stepped into the ring before Kevin Owens or around the same time, I think Austin would have blessed me with the stunner before him because I do it a little bit better. So, but that's my personal opinion.
I have seen your stunner. It is deadly. It's a deadly. You definitely would drop anybody with that one. You know.
I've dropped a lot of people with that stunner, and I'm proud of it because that move has helped me in my career. Yes, and everybody says it all the time that I'm just a stone cold knockoff, which I don't understand that, and I don't get it because I guess because I'm loud or whatnot, and I'm from Texas, but I'm not bald. I don't shave my eyebrows. I don't have a goatee. I have a beard, if not close to a goatee, or I usually do a chin strap. I don't say give me a hell yeah. I don't say what. I don't say that's the bottom line. I have my own shtick, but I use the stunner. And I guess it's just the only thing people could come up with to insult me because they got nothing else against me. But it's all right though, because every single person that stepped up to me, I turn their lights out whenever I can, and it's fun. You know, I have a blast in the ring, win, lose, or draw. It doesn't matter. But this isn't about me. We're talking about Kraven Rage here. And before we get back into it, I wanted to point this out that I just picked up the Becky Lynch The Man book. And if anybody's out there watching, I'm not sponsored for WWE or nothing like that, but I love all things professional wrestling. And this book has actually been a really, really good book so far. I'm around chapter 2. But I mean, even on the back, you got praise for Becky Lynch, the man. Becky's writing style is infectious and contagious, just like her personality from hard times and hard decisions to changing the landscape of sports entertainment. The self described underdog has always been destined to do great things. I'm sure there is more to come. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so, and that's actually Stone Cold saying up there. You also got one for John Cena, Maria Menounos, and Stephanie McMahon on here as well. And I could share those another time. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, Becky Lynch, the man, or Rebecca Quinn, go get this book if you're a fan of the man, because I know I definitely am. She's gorgeous, but also it's not really that. She's actually a little badass in the ring. Go check it out. Now, with all the sponsorships and all that crap out of the way, Mr. Craven Rage. And I do appreciate the fact that you have come on here. So let's go ahead and jump into it a little bit because a lot of people like to know with my guests certain questions. And one question I have in particular is you obviously are a fan of professional wrestling. You're a fan of the yard. You love to get in that ring and compete. Am I right?
Yes, I do.
You love to get in that ring and compete. Of all the other companies that are out there, of any of them that you have seen, it doesn't matter what it is there any other backyard wrestlers, not indie, not professional wrestling, not WWE, not AEW, just strictly backyard wrestling? Is there any guys out there in the backyard circuit that you've watched or have been watching And is there any Craven Rage dream matches?
Oh, well, one, I have to say, one dream match. And out of all people that I have honestly seen and watched and stuff like that is you,
Uh-huh. Me?
you know.
Okay. Okay. And
And
why?
why? Because when I watch you perform, and it's just, I can tell the passion, the desire, but I also can tell that you are going to bring the best out of people, you know, and
That's what I do.
that is what I that is what I crave is somebody bringing trying to push me to my limit, push me to be better, and it doesn't matter win, lose, draw. It just you get in the ring and you show the world that you can kick ass. You can also back up what you say. A lot of people talk about it, but they don't be about it. A lot of people say they can bring it, they don't bring it. You
Mhm.
know, and it's quite a few like Dark Crime I would like to get in the ring with. You know, Renton, I'm gonna have a match with Omen Black, and I know that's been going on for a whole year. I've been supposedly been ducking Omen, but I haven't been truly ducking Omen. I've just been studying him. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I've
Yeah.
just been sitting back watching him.
Hey, I could kind of be on the
Yeah.
same book with you there because people have been saying I've been ducking Soldier and I ain't been ducking Soldier. You know, when it happens, it'll happen, and when it does happen, I'm gonna beat his ass. But that's beside the point. You and Omen, look forward to seeing it.
And that's gonna happen April 5th.
April 5th. Okay. Okay.
Me and Omen for the DKW World Champion. You got Joe Stone in there. I already beat Joe Stone once. You know, so I know he's coming back for redemption, but he just coming getting his ass kicked by me. Omen, I'm not scared of you. If you're watching, I hope you're watching. But if you do catch it, if you don't catch it, but if Omen, I'm not scared of you. I'm not afraid of you. You know, and that's one thing a lot of people think that I'm afraid to face Omen. It's not I'm afraid to face him. You know, I don't fear no man. That's the
Mhm.
thing. I don't fear no man. You can say what you want to say about me, but at the end of the day, Omen, I'm not afraid of Omen Black. I want to make that clear so everybody can know I'm not afraid of Omen Black. You know, I don't fear him. You know, he called himself the boogeyman of the Midwest. But fear isn't real, but nightmares are. And I'm coming there April 5th to steal the moment because yeah, I got this thing. I'm going against the foundation. Yeah, they a big group. I know what I know what I said that I'm going to take down the foundation one by one. But it doesn't matter how many foundation members will be there. You know, if they're around the ring, if they at the ring, if they dare to help Omen, I'm coming. But I'm not coming alone though. I am coming with hell, and I'm bringing hell with me.
Damn.
So, Foundation, if you're listening, just let you know I'm not coming alone because I have an ace up my hole. I have an ace up my sleeves. I also know Omen. I know a lot that you don't know. I know Omen weakness that a lot of people don't know, and everybody's gonna see that April 5th because I'm actually gonna bring a fight to Omen.
Mhm. You're gonna be all over him like dried gum on a park bench, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I've been, I've
Boy,
been
that
training. I've been training. I've been getting myself ready for this. This is a match that everybody been wanting. Everybody been saying like all the fans of Kraven, and it's kind of funny because I do have Kraven fans. I don't know why, but you know they have been asking me when I'm gonna face this boogeyman because I'm gonna prove the world that the boogeyman doesn't exist. what nightmares do. But
Then there you go. I mean, from what I understand, I heard from a bird in the tree that over there on SportsWire that the boogeyman said he was just going to squash you.
well,
What do
see,
you
that's
want
the
to say
thing.
about that?
Oh man, yeah. Well, that's a good one because you don't want to say what you're going to do when you actually don't know what you were dealing with. And that's the thing. Omen don't know what he's dealing with. This is a different rage this time that he is actually dealing with. You know,
We're,
I
we're
hear
gonna.
demons in my head. I got demons that's telling me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Omen, you better call the new Messiah, Church of Crimson, because I'm still in all your moments away from you that night.
King Vampire says he supports you, so it looks like you got a fan in King Vampire. I guess he's following you a little bit, but he supports you, so I'm sure he's definitely going to be watching that on April the 5th. And speaking of that, on April the 5th, it is going to be Kraven Rage taking on Omen Black. Now, Omen's been out with a little bit of an arm injury. I don't know if it was his elbow or what it was, but you got to think that might come into factor in this match. You think you might target something like that?
See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm a, I'm a type of person that I would do everything I can. You- If Omen's not 100%, he gonna need all the help he can. Because I'm gonna release all the hell upon him. And if he's
Mhm.
and if he's still not medical cleared and he's have the balls to get in that ring, they're gonna have to call an ambulance that day.
Well, hey, that's going to be on him, nobody else. I mean, it's just up to him on if he can back up what he says because he wants to take you on.
Well,
As far as
I can say Omen, he like I said, I have watched him all over the place. I watched him how he, I watched him and Damian Saint. I watched him in XCW. I have been watching Omen and all the matches he has done and everything he has done. And he's big, he's strong. They always say the bigger you are, the easier you fall. So
uh what do you think of a guy like Anthony Steele? Did you see that Omen has took on Anthony Steele once before, and Anthony Steele is an old rival of mine.
yeah, I have seen that.
So in a way, it's kind of like there's a little bit of a crosshairs in the multiverse, so to speak, because I have faced somebody like Anthony Steele, and not only have I faced him twice, I've beaten him once. He beat me on a fluke match, but beside the point, we're 1-1, and then he ended up going to IMF. He beat a few guys there, and then he faced Omen Black. But the only reason Omen Black got the victory was because of somebody like Soldier GP. And in a sort of speak, the same guy who faced a guy who's faced me is going to be facing you on April the 5th. So you got to think, what do you got to do to beat this man who's been in the ring with some of the greats?
Oh yeah, I know. Like I said, I have been studying him, and I've been watching him for a long, long time, longer than he thinks he knows.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people try to play mind games with me, but that's the problem. You can't get inside of this head when it's already hearing so many voices from the demons below me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Well, I hope that the best of luck to you for sure in that match. I look forward to seeing it. Now, is that gonna be live on YouTube on the IMF page on April the 5th?
it's gonna be on IMF's channel. It also will be uploaded to WCE channel, which you can follow WCE at WCEheat.com. We
Yep.
have a YouTube channel. We have a Facebook. You know,
Oh yes, definitely. And that I'm going to put the link down to the WCE page here in the description below, so you can watch it later. And I don't know if this is one of the biggest channels you've ever been on, Mr. Rage, Mr. Craven Rage, but you are on a channel, Taft Taylor, with over 40,000 subscribers. And we are honored to have any superstar, any wrestling superstar, to come on here and talk with me on here and talk about their careers and stuff like that. So I want to give you a little moment to go ahead and plug anything else that you'd want to plug. Say anything you want to get off your chest to any other person that's out there that either knows you, doesn't know you, or maybe even Omen. It doesn't matter. Anything that's on your mind that you want to get off your chest, by all means, the
Well,
floor is
this one,
yours.
I'm just going to put it out there. Like, go follow WCE, go follow James Taylor, definitely follow IMF. You know what I'm saying? Follow Tom Bryce. You know, they are, these guys are phenomenal of what they do, you know, and definitely follow WC because we are the heat and we bring heat. And anybody that without a dollars out there thinking that I'm not great, that I'm not good enough, I'm gonna prove to the world how good I am when I step in the ring with Omen Black. Because Omen Black is one of the best in the yard on the independent scene. So when I step in the ring with him, everybody's gonna see the moments that I'm gonna do. Everybody's gonna see that I'm gonna bring the fight to Omen. That I belong here in the yard. I belong here in this business because what I do is just good enough. Because I know that I'm good enough to be in this business. So all the doubters, all the haters, keep hating, you know. And if you don't like it, I stick my middle finger up, say fuck y'all. But anyway, on that note, to anybody, even that ransack wrestling company, Russell Goods, I hope you watching this because if you got any of the old boys that want to crack at this title, just come on down. I would drop them too, just like a heartbeat, just like I would take their moment and send them home with a whole bunch of nightmares that they wish they could have taken this title off of me because it's I'm telling you now, it's gonna be a fight. It will be a cold day in hell that I let this title go because I elevated the WCE All Out Championship. I'm
Hmm.
gonna elevate this title as well too.
Well, then there you go. And you heard it there. Is 2024 going to be a big year for Mr. Craven Rage and WCE?
Oh yeah, you know, it's it's a lot of people in WCE that I want to face again, and that is Kodak Kid. You you survived my rap, Kodak Kid. So I hope you watching. I hope you ready for when WCE starts back up because that title you holding, boy, I'm coming back for it. That is back, and I'm coming back for that title.
Come back and take that title from him, rip it from his shoulder, and put it on yours, right?
Yeah, my goal is to, you know, it's not even about winning championships. It's about stealing moments, and that's what my goal is. 2024 is take away people moments away from them this year, and it's a lot of moments that I'm gonna make happen, and a lot of moments I'm gonna just take away.
There you go. Well, then, good deal. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard this live and in person and in color. This is Mr. Craven Rage from WCE, and he will be taking on the boogeyman of the Midwest, Mr. Omen Black, live on YouTube on the IMF page. And just check them out April 5th. They're going to be doing that. 2024 is going to be a big, big year for WCE, hopefully. When do you think WCE is going to get back up and rolling again?
Well, management so far is trying to set it up hopefully in April next month. So hopefully in April next month that they are going to kick off the season. I don't know what they're gonna kick off yet. I don't know what type of match they got all in store, but I know April is looking like the date that they are what a month. Let me rephrase that: the month that they are setting their eyes to start up.
Good deal. Well, good deal. Well, Rage, appreciate you again coming on here. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and hopefully we can have you back. Maybe we can have a little bit of all the WCE, maybe some of the IMF superstars on here at the same time. I know Nicholas Cranston's been here, and now we've gotten you, and it was an honor. And hopefully we get Sean Jovi here in the next couple of days or couple of weeks, whenever he's available, and continue to do that. It looks like we got a little bit of a comment. James Taylor, what's up? What's up, Parker Teague? And but nonetheless, this has been the Nemesis Sessions, and this is Mr. Kraven Rage. We're going to put all his social media is down in the description below, so you can go and check them out. Please go and subscribe, and if you haven't, and hit that like button, hit that notification bell, so you never miss a podcast here on the Nemesis Sessions and Taft Taylor. And I would like to thank each and every one of my 40,000 subscribers. Thank you all, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today as far as entertainment and everything for you. And we want to keep this channel alive and keep it going. Craven, appreciate you again. And until next time, we will see you all down the road, and we'll see you in the next episode. And then